What is up, everybody? Keith Jameson, Go Back Gear Guy 231 across the DFS industry. We are back, 2-game Champions League slate. Hope you all did well last week, did well this weekend, all that good stuff. Don't have a ton of time, and nor do I love this slate enough to want to talk about it a ton. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Like, subscribe, comment, really helps videos. And let's just go into the game. So Chelsea hosting Lille. Chelsea close to a minus 330 favorite at home at Stamford Bridge. And then you have Juventus going to Villarreal. That's close to a pick-em. A lot of injuries from both sides. There are some of the key players. So let's just start with Chelsea. And I think before I even go into the games, the most important thing about this slate is going to be the forward position. Forward position sucks. So I think almost everybody's going to jam 2 Chelsea players because they are minus 330 favorites. And they're big names. Lukaku, Pulisic, Kai Havertz, whether it's Timo Werner, all of that. Or do you want to go into like a pick-em game that may or may not have goals and pay up for Vlahovic, Danjuma, Morata? I think most people are just going to go to Chelsea. And even more so, I think everybody's inclination is just going to be to plug in Romelu Lukaku, the most recognizable name of them all. You know, Lukaku, though, terrible last few games. Not even like touching the ball. So like you get a very, very binary outcome with Lukaku. Does he score an assist or doesn't he? Because if he doesn't at 9,000, he's not going to pay off. There's not a shot for. There's not even a foul drawn for. It's does he score or assist or not? You know, and if he's going to be like 95, 100% owned, I don't think it's going to be that high. I would say he's like 60 to 70% owned. But then the question just becomes, you know, in cash, maybe you do it, but then GPP, it almost becomes like an auto fade, which is the exact opposite of what most people are going to do, right? Because they're going to go, oh, I want the goal scorer in GPP, but in reality, in GPP, we just want to get off ownership, especially for a guy that could bust so easily. So I think, you know, Lukaku maybe becomes, you play him in cash to just avoid that goal, especially if you see like no Jorginho, and you know Lukaku's going to have PKs, because there's a 0% chance that they don't give Lukaku the PK if Jorginho is not on the pitch. So that's Chelsea. Ziyech is the easiest play on the slate. He should be 100% on cash, no mount. She's going to have monopoly set pieces. You know, if Alonso starts at left wing back, yeah, he could take some, but I think it's just going to be Ziyech. You know, we're starting to see Ziyech back in his Ajax days, so Ziyech is easy. Then I really do just think that most people are just going to go second forward. I think Pulisic will be super popular. You know, you actually could see a route that he takes in swinging corners from his end, if in. That's about it on Chelsea. Forward, Ziyech, and then I guess if you have Azpilicueta or Alonso as wingbacks are in play, it's just, I'm going to find it hard to spend up a defender this slate, just because I think you're going to want 2 forwards that are spend ups. You're going to want Ziyech, and then you probably are going to want Cuadrado from Juventus or Parejo, and it's hard to spend up on all of those guys. Something's going to have to give. So that's what I'm seeing, at least from the Lille side. I really think there's only one play. I think it's Jonathan Bamba. He's underpriced at 4,500. He's been taking monopoly set pieces, so I like Bamba a ton. Anything else from Lille is YOLO, is GPP centric. Like, I do like the thought, if you think that Lille wins 1-0, of, you know, doing like Bamba, Jonathan David, or Yilmaz. I don't even remember who their keeper is right now. They've changed a few times, but who are their starting keepers? The name doesn't matter. Just whoever's starting. You know, if you think he can stand on his head, hell, the guy back in the FA Cup had like 9 or 10 saves versus Chelsea, so anything's possible. All right, that's that game. Juventus and Villarreal. So no Dybala, no Gerard Moreno. Let me just say this. I haven't confirmed Gerard Moreno's out. I did a little bit of searching before I got on the road, and he missed the weekend and has been missing some games. I doubt that he goes from missing to being fit for the game, unless they were just trying to manage him. So I'm just going to assume no him. So I think the lock on this game is Juan Cuadrado. You know, super active crosser, and when we get him on a monopoly set pieces, that's when we really, really like him. Fills a defender spot too. I think he's, in my opinion, I prefer him to Danny Parejo, who now has a little bit, it hasn't shown it, but I think there's a little set competition potentially with Lo Celso now in the squad. And like, even when Parejo has a monopoly, you know, you can get games with him. He's a central line playmaker and, you know, defensive role that he only gets like 2-3 crosses. So I think Cuadrado just gives you more positive outcomes. So I prefer Cuadrado and Parejo. Would like them both, just depends on the build. From Villarreal, other players, Giovanni Lo Celso, can't say his name. I think he's fine, mid-5s. Alberto Moreno, I've seen projected anywhere from like a left wing to left mid. I think he's fine at sub 5,000 as well. And then I think Danjuma had a hat trick on the weekend, took PKs. I thought it was surprising that he took PKs over Parejo. You know, super talented player. Juventus has shown the ability to leak out some goals, so I don't mind him at all. With all the ownership to Chelsea, I think that's a way that you could get a little creative. For the Juventus side, outside of Cuadrado, I do think that Juve is really just GPP. Like Vlahovic, you know, I think he's and Morata are both options for second forward. But if I'm going to spend up that much, I'm probably I'm going to just play one of the Chelsea guys. Then the rest of that, Juventus doesn't have great floors, so you know, it's really those two are busts. Not interested in the fullbacks. Either of the goalies from this game are fine. I think a lot of chalk's going to be on Mendy. So proceed as you will. All right, that'll do it. 6 minutes. This has to be some sort of record, but you know, I don't want to prolong this whole thing. Like, there's not a ton of guys to love. I think it's a very, very direct outcome. Like, you play Cuadrado, you play Ziyech, and then you figure out the forward position, and then let the forward position dictate the rest of your build. If you can get the Parejos, you can get the Bombas, you can get sets and stuff like that. That's how I want to finish up my lineup. But you know, you got to figure out the forward spots. That's going to decide the slate. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Really do appreciate feedback, questions, anything like that. And final thing, sorry about the headphones again. At some point, I'm going to remember to freaking bring the hardwire so you don't have to hear the power of the Highlander hybrid. But I hope you enjoy the engine. Meantime, that'll do it.